welcome back, guys. We are the Foodie Rascals. Today we're gonna be making Pho Bo, which is Vietnamese noodle soup with beef. Let's get started.
So we haven't been filming a lot because we've been a little busy doing some swimming and other stuff. But today we're filming a great video.
So for the ingredients today, we're gonna be using beef bone, New York steak, meatballs, and brisket. We're also gonna cook this pho in the IP, which is the Instant Pot.
So for the next ingredients, we're gonna need a whole onion cut in half, rock sugar, fish sauce, anise, coriander seeds, cinnamon sticks, ginger, vegetable seasoning, and salt.
We put our bones and meat into the Instant Pot. First, we're gonna add in our bones into the pot. We're gonna add in our brisket to the pot. We're gonna add in our star anise, cinnamon stick, coriander seeds, and our whole onion cut in half. Now we're gonna add in our ginger. Goes to the max line. We're gonna close the lid and wait for 2 hours. We close the lid and we're gonna set it to pressure cook for 2 hours. And then it should start. While the broth is cooking, we're gonna prepare our meat. So you could cut your meatballs in half or you could just leave it as whole. You guys could get these meatballs from any Asian store and they come in packages. After we finish cutting our meatballs, we're just gonna put it back in the bowl, and now we're gonna cut our steak. Now we're working on our steak, and now we're gonna slice our steak into thin slices. So if you don't wanna slice the meat, you could go to a store and they will slice it for you. So after 2 hours of cooking, you're gonna let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes before you let the air out. Let's let the air out now. Release the pressure of the Instant Pot, we're going to take out our brisket and put it on the side. So after we take the brisket out, we're going to take some bones out. You could keep the bones or toss it, depends if you want marrow. The bones are taken out, we're going to strain all the stuff out of the broth so you can leave the beautiful broth behind. So for those people who don't have a strainer, you could buy it at almost any single cooking store or kitchen. We're gonna strain this broth really well until there's no other gunk in there. So after we're done straining, we're gonna add water until the max line and add our seasoning. Add our hot water in until it fills max. Make sure you add water and keep adding water until the max line. So after you filled the water to the max line, you're gonna turn on the Instant Pot to soup broth and let it boil.
Once you add all the water, and you're gonna put in the seasoning. You have vegetable seasoning and some salt, some fish sauce. Make sure not to put your bowl inside on an accident. And then rock sugar. Be careful because it's gonna plop. So after you put in your seasoning, make sure to stir it well.
After you put in our seasoning, we're gonna add in our meatballs. The broth looks a little oily, but you could always skim off the oil. The best way to do this is to put your spoon right here and just let the oil drip down into your spoon and go along with it. So we're just gonna keep skimming off the oil so there's only a little bit oil left. This is how much oil you're supposed to skim out. It's about 2 cups of oil. The brisket that we took out from the pot, and you're gonna let it rest until it cools down, and then we're gonna cut it to garnish it. Today for our noodles, we're gonna be using this brand, which is a fresh rice stick noodle. You can use any fresh noodles you want, but today we're gonna use this. Now we're gonna make our noodles. You need a strainer and a pot of boiling broth. So make sure the broth is very boiled and get a strainer like this and just put it in the broth for about 3 to 4 seconds. Stir it around. And that would be good. And now we're gonna put it in our bowl. So you can guys use as much noodle as you want, but today we're using 8 ounces of noodle. Now let's go garnish our pho. So first we're gonna start off with this brisket. Just lay it out. Now we're gonna put out our beef on here. Make sure to lay this out super thinly so it could cook. And you could use as much meat as you want. Now we're gonna garnish the top of our pho with our veggies. So first we're gonna start with our onions. After we add in all of our vegetables, now we're gonna pour in our broth. Broth has to be boiled. So now we're gonna pour in our broth. Put some meatballs in too. Now we're gonna go taste test our pho. So first we're gonna start with the broth. The broth is super beefy and it has a great flavor to it with the lime. Overall, this is super good. Let's go taste the noodles. The noodles are super good with the broth and it has a good combination with the beef. Now this is the New York steak. The meatball is super good with the noodles and it has a great combination. Noodles are super silky too, and I really like the broth. The brisket is extra soft and it's super good.
I like the meatball. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like this video, and bye.
Share it all to your friends.